Welcome to the JJ Murphy Radio Hour, episode 2 or 3, I believe. I don't think it's episode 4, and I know it's not episode 1. So let's say it's episode 3. I'm going to roll with that. But yeah, today I want to answer some more questions about slide guitar I got via Instagram. So thank you for everybody who's writing in, or typing in, should I say. But so this is my D'Angelico. I was getting questions about this guitar, specifically about the setup, so I'll kind of just break that down. This is actually my cheapest guitar. It's a B stock of the Premier Atlantic. So, and I'm not sure what year it is. I actually emailed D'Angelico to see if I can figure that out. So we'll see what they say. I don't think it's very old though. I'm pretty sure I'm the only owner because I bought it as a B stock from a shop. So, but I made some cosmetic upgrades and certainly some pickup upgrades. So first thing I did, I hated the knobs. They're just black and dumb looking. So there's like dull, you know. So I put these cool Gibson ones on. So sweet. And then I also switched out the pickup mounting rings from black to this cream color, which I thought looked a little bit nicer. And then I also took off those tuners and replaced them with Grover Deluxe tuners that have like kind of more traditional, you know, like Gibson looking tuning pegs. But the biggest upgrade I made was changing the pickups to Seymour Duncan Seth Lover pickups, which I used to have in a Heritage guitar back when I was in college. And it was funny, as soon as I put these in, it's like I remembered that sound. But I really, really like them. It's another weird thing where it's like they're probably the cheapest pickups, like aftermarket pickups that I've put in a guitar, but they just work really well. I really like them. They when I turn up, there's a lot of clarity, and then when you back off, they warm up nicely. So it's like... So it's like they crunch quite a bit when you turn it up. It's almost too much. And then the bridge, it's a little thinner, maybe. Man, it's not thin at all. What am I talking about? But yeah, I set the bridge up pretty high, and then I always keep the volume for the bridge kind of like ready to go at like 8 or 9, maybe even 10 sometimes. But then I roll the tone back quite a bit and kind of get that fat sound. Try to make it sound like James Cleveland when he's really Reverend James Cleveland when he's singing low. It's got that growl. That kind of a thing. What else? Oh yeah, and then action. I've got really light strings on it, especially for slides. So these are actually a set of 9s, but then the top 2 are taken from a set of 10. So it's 10, 13, and then the rest are from 9s, which I forget what they are offhand. It's like 16, maybe 22, 32, 42, somewhere in there. They're DR Pure Blues. I like these lately, and I know I keep, I'm like advocating for all this Derek Truck stuff, but the reason I like them, and maybe that's why Derek likes them, I'm not sure, is because they sound a little bit smoother than, say, traditional like nickel wound, or like modern strings, because I don't know, I like getting rid of that zippiness with slides, so that's another reason I like lighter strings, because like when I was playing with 13s with a wound G tuned up to E, they were really, really tight, and you would hear like each individual wind. Sometimes I felt like when you were sliding, but with these lighter strings, you don't hear that as much. It's a little certainly hear it a little bit, but it's not as zippy as it was when I had heavier strings, and I couldn't really work with that. It just wasn't jiving with it, as they say. But then, what else? Then the action, though, like how it's not really, I don't know if you can see that at all. I'm not sure what the exact measurements are. I don't have one of those StuMac, whatever you call them. But it's just as low as it would be if I wasn't playing slide. I feel like for me, when the action's really high now, well, for one, if the action's too high, so like when I was playing with 13s in open E, it's like I couldn't play anything else besides playing slide on it. But with this, it just feels, you know. See, strings are popping up. No, I think lighter strings, I'm just more comfortable with the guitar, and I can play it easier, and it doesn't feel like I'm fighting the thing. I kind of went through an epiphany recently, where I feel like my dogs, when my hand keeps going down here, where I treat guitar or the instrument, and specifically slide guitar, as if it was like a living thing. And I know that sounds strange, but to me, it's got a very feminine quality to it, and I'm trying to embrace that aspect of it. So that's what brought me back up to open E versus staying in lower tunings, because to me, this open E, when I'm really making the slide sing, it's more in that female vocal range typically, and I feel like it sits better in a mix where a guitar generally sits. So it's like if I show up to a gig and I'm in open C sharp or something, or open C, sometimes it just creates a muddy situation, but it depends on the context. I love playing just drums and guitar, and when I do that, I love playing with a low tuned guitar. So, you know, it just depends. But yeah, and then the other thing with that, as weird as it sounds, it's like I try to treat the guitar like I feel like it's alive. So like I said, if it's feminine, I certainly don't hit it. And then it's like I want to keep it. It's like I'm not going to hit the guitar harder than I would touch a woman. Let's call it that. That's the golden rule. So that way, everything I'm doing, I feel like I'm interacting with the sound and communicating with it, even on a physical level, as opposed to trying to assert my authority over what I want it to be doing. That was a strange sentence. But I just mean it's like I try to listen to it and follow it, as opposed to being like, all right, here we go. I want to play all these cool things, and I'm going to use my fingers behind the slide a bunch, create all these crazy chords that nobody can do. It's like, nah, not anymore. I'm just going to listen to what the slide wants to do, or what that singing voice wants to do, you know, like. I don't know what that little ditty was, but you know, I'm just trying to listen to it right now and follow what I want it to do. And I have the volume pretty low, so it's pretty clear. I can try another one with like. Kind of sucked. I'll probably edit it out. But what else do I got for you today? Action. Oh, I guess I could talk about my amps too and whatnot, or my amp. I'm playing out of right now. Maybe I'll save that for another episode. A couple tips though. I kind of end a lot of lesson videos with this, just slide muting in general, because people always are asking me about it. I kind of do two forms of muting with my right hand. One is I put 3 fingers down, 1, 2, 3 on the top high 3 strings. So like first finger would be on the 3rd string, second finger on the 2nd string, 3rd finger on the high E, and then the thumb covers the low one. So if I'm playing something like I don't really do that all the time. I find what I'm going to more often than not is kind of more of a Derek Trucks right hand, where you're really kind of playing with like these first 2 fingers and your thumb. And I mean, you're playing with all of them, but a lot of it's like moving up and down the string sets, like. That kind of a thing. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you got any questions, leave them below.